Hello, everyone. I'm Allison, and welcome. I know every time.
The pause gets longer every
We
single
might as
time.
well do the countdown because that's how long it takes me to get my shit together. Hello, everyone. I'm Allison, and welcome to my weekly meltdowns coverage of Big Brother 25. With me tonight is Tyler and Andrew in a white piece of paper. What's happening?
You can't see me.
Uh-oh, where did Andrew go?
Where did Andrew go, everybody? What happened? Oh,
Roll
right.
the
Y'all
obvious
gave me
pre-recorded
suspense.
footage.
Okay, let's just start with that, right? Because, what the hell was that? We ended the episode tonight with
In
Julie
the
being
words
like,
of Izzy, let's cut the bullshit.
well, yeah, they even did this, after Julie's, proverbial, sentimental, message that she, ends the show with. She's like, love one another. House guests. Oh, house guests. And then we just got all these awkward, clips of just, nothing in the house. And then this, random, blue portal thingy shows up in the backyard. Crazy conspiracy theory time. What's going on, you guys? Tell me everything.
First, hello, Joseph, Thomas, Dana, Lori, and Dominic, and Heather Jean in the chat. Dominic did the live. What you become a patron, you can watch the live eviction shows with me. It's fun. I bitch a lot. Yeah. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, what is this blue portal thing? And it looks like it's related to the scary verse. And
It's
of course,
nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Like these twists are absolutely nothing. Okay?
Okay.
I'm pissed off because I fell for the bull crap on Twitter that there wasn't going to be an eviction tonight, and there was, and it was Kirsten who was shocked, which I'm shocked that she's shocked, and I'm just like, what a fucking dumb episode. Okay, it was a waste of time. They could have done so much. I'm glad they addressed the elephant in the room. They did a good job of that. I'm a little shocked that Heisem said he didn't hear what happened, but I guess it is what it is. I wasn't there. His face said otherwise. Tomato, whatevs. Why is Jared wearing a do-rag like a bonnet constantly? Why is it everybody has a gosh damn birthday on eviction night? I could not stop with this. Like Dominic and I were laughing. I'm like, it's somebody's birthday. If I get into Big Brother house, I'm just going to go in there and go, praise Jesus, Julie. I sadly vote to evict Tyler and happy birthday. And I'm just going to pull names out of my ass. It's not even going to be your birthday. I'm going to tell you happy birthday. Okay.
So, Tyler, to answer your question,
I'm like, which point do I stop down on? Right. My question was, what is the blue portal thingy? What's going on? But I love the little recap of the entire episode that Allison just did.
I love the My Nightly Meltdown.
Yes.
Tyler, honestly, no idea.
I'm stumped.
Here's something in the chat. Is it the pressure cooker?
No.
That'd be cool, but too early for that, I think.
They would have started that to hype it for the feeds.
This is true. None of your business says Heisem's face always looks like the person he's talking. That's very true.
So obviously it's a portal to the nether region. Because they teased that the nether region was coming, and they even put that in the flashback at the beginning of the episode, right? So obviously it's a portal to the nether region of some sort. But now this is a big ass nether region because everyone's in it, right?
Yeah.
Like the entire house went to the nether region. At first, part of me thought maybe okay, so we switched the style, we went this, and we talked about a Survivor week. Maybe we're transported to the island. But then I'm like, but that would be Scrambleverse, not Scaryverse, right? That wouldn't make sense with this verse theory. I think Dr. Will's going to pop up from the balcony as the neighbor next door, and that's the universe that we went into.
Dr. Will doesn't even want to dip a pinky toe in this house anymore. I mean, they turned his his little apartment into a secret hideout, apparently. Everybody's up there going, hey, come on. Can Izzy be any more? Come on. Dude, can she just stop it? Because I was bitching I was bitching to Dominic about this bitch right here. I loved it. But here's the thing. She is high as a kite right now and saying whatever and you are not coming into my HOH and telling me to cut the bullshit on my couch.
That was so cringe, Allison.
Yeah,
like, I could not believe that.
And let me tell you something else. She can do that now because she's safe. Bitches on the block next week, this is going to be a completely different situation. I'm telling you right now. And I'm here for it. I want it.
But here's the thing. This goes back to what Tyler was saying last night, right? The position that Cirie is in. If it's Cirie and Izzy on the block, Izzy's going home.
Yeah.
Like, Cirie's positioning herself around people that will go before the queen herself.
And Andrew, I was really glad that, like, we got a diary room from Cirie specifically, like, acknowledging that, like, she already sees, like, Izzy as, like, a little bit of a liability, and that she probably needs to cut her, like, sooner rather than later. I'm glad that, like, Cirie is
but she's got to do it carefully.
Yeah, right.
Izzy is so far up her ass. She was rocking her like a baby in the hammock.
Now, let's talk math. Let's talk math for a minute.
Math?
Yes, we have a 99-day season.
Okay.
We lost 2 in the first week. Julie tells Kirsten that Jared and Cirie are mother and son.
Yeah. So, like, we can, like, knock out, like, any, like, returnee situation for Kirsten, at least.
So how do we get 99 days?
I don't know. Maybe, like, only, like, one double eviction. Maybe there's, like, a false eviction. I would hate that, but, like,
still doesn't matter. Finale night goes in the last week. You go from 5 to 1 or 4 to 1.
4 to 1 usually.
So 4 to 1. So 92 days divided by 7 would be 17. So that would be exact with no doubles, no nothing, 1 eviction every week. We would be right at 99 days.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see the vision yet for how they're gonna do, like, such a long season, like, especially now that they're 1 person short. But I still do not believe that there is, like, coaches or, like, people. Like, I don't think that there's anybody else chopping in, because, like, I feel like we're getting to the point now where, like, it's too late to bring somebody new in, and it's been too long to have sequestered somebody.
Every time someone gets voted out, they bring in another one of Cirie's sons. They'll get away with it.
I don't know,
yeah,
Tyler.
You're right, Tyler.
I still think there's something looming.
We'll see. One of us will be right by the end of the season.
We'll see.
Hey, hold on, Tyler. There's a tweet that just came in.
Oh boy!
What is
Spoiler Girl?
For once in your life, I think you believe with Spoiler Girl. You agree with Spoiler Girl for the first time in your life.
What is she saying? What is she running her mouth about now?
I can't read that.
Corey is so messy. Please.
No.
Corey is so sorry.
No, it's sexy.
Oh,
I can't read anything. I can't tell you what. Get some people can't see. I'm telling you that, like,
and it was hashtag the challenge, not hashtag Big Brother.
Oh no, that Corey is very handsome. I thought you meant the Corey on Big Brother. Like, no,
it was hashtag the challenge. I was like, wait, for once, Tyler and Spoiler Girl agree on something.
That's funny. So she has good taste in challenge, guys. At least
people in the chat are kind of, and I got to agree on this. What the fuck, production? Were you not prepared for Matt when he was voting?
Yeah,
dude, that was really cringe.
That was unacceptable. And, like, it's not like it's the first time that he's in the diary room either. Like, they've been in there for, like, over a week now at this point. So Totally unexcusable on production's part, and they need to do better about accommodating for him.
Get it
together. I agree.
Bad.
I think he's struggling a lot more than he's letting on.
Yeah, I think so too. And I don't know. I hope that things like turn around for like his chances in the game. It suck to see like a person with a disability like struggling through something like this. Yeah. But it's like really the production's fault, because if they can't accommodate him, then all they're doing is exploiting him for for a disability. And that's like, exploitation is not good representation, right? And if Survivor can do it so much better so many years ago, like there's no excuse for Big Brother to not be able to figure it out in 2023.
I'm kind of annoyed with how they keep referring to him as the deaf Olympian.
Yeah.
Okay, we get it. He's hearing impaired. Do we have to keep bringing that up? I mean, it's inspirational for people who are hearing it. I get it, but like, I don't know why I find that so weird.
Well, it's weird because like we don't they're not telling us anything else about him. Like that's like his only like identity in the show, and like you can't be your identity can't be reduced to something like that. Like I understand like being like a casted character on a reality TV show, but I don't know. I feel like there's like much more to Matt that we sadly haven't been able to see yet.
I am excited about something.
Oh boy.
I'm excited to see the Velcro rollers making a comeback. It's been a while, but all the ladies with the rollers tonight on the episode. I have those. I have those in my bathroom, and I do use them from time to time. I know it's hard to tell.
Is that how Heisem broke down the alliance structure? He's like, all right, half of the house is using hair rollers, half of the house is not.
Right. Allison, I also have some.
Do you? Did you? I think you look a little. Did you tease tonight? Because I can tell.
I did.
I'm living for the old versus new, the young versus old. I think it's great. I'm happy to see some older people rising up a little bit. Not sure if I want Heisem leading the charge, though.
Well, and that's the thing, Allison, is like, so instead of like how Riley and Jack have set up like their group, Heisem thinks that he's the one that put this whole alliance together.
I'm getting the feeling of that.
He is like very blinded to like the Bye Bye Bitches or like Suri and Izzy like together as like a twosome. It's interesting.
Question: why is Izzy in the Old People Alliance?
How old is Izzy?
She's like 32.
Let me get I'm gonna look that up.
Like I thought that, let's cut 32. The bullshit. You're how old?
Yeah, 32.
She's 32. That's not old.
So I'm in the old person alliance?
Oh my God, it has happened. Thank you, Jesus. Finally. Tyler's old as hell.
I'm over the Big Brother hill.
All three of us would be in alliance together. We're all.
Thanks for aging me, Allison. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, dear. And happy birthday, Beth. And this is no bullshit. It is actually her birthday. I was joking about this in the live watch.
She's like, speaking of old.
It is a birthday.
Hold on, Allison. You did it wrong.
What?
I vote to evict Kirsten. Happy birthday, Beth.
I sadly vote to evict Kirsten. Happy birthday, Beth. Josh Groban.
That's funny. Yes, happy birthday to Beth. I treated her to Mexican for lunch earlier today. So I hope she has a good day. I think she's seeing Barbie tonight. I think that was the plan. But okay, let's talk about Kirsten as like a first boot, because I have like maybe a hot take. Is Kirsten the best, like most capable Big Brother player first boot in Big Brother history?
What?
Like, do we think she's like the best first boot in Big Brother history?
No.
Besides Cornbread.
Cornbread's the best. I don't think anyone can really go against Cornbread. That's not the same.
That's hard to say, but I would have to go back to BB19. But it was a one night.
Who was technically the first boot? Jillian?
No, Cameron.
Oh yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
He was a night one evictee that had a lot of promise.
Yeah.
We also have to go back to BB21, the All-Star David Alexander.
Mm-hmm. Or Brian Hart from Big Brother 10.
He was, but David was an all-star.
Yeah.
David
tomato
was
tomato
an all-star, and the best first boot of all time will always be Jody.
Yes. Who apparently has a podcast about Big Brother now.
Is Jody the one with the blue hair?
No.
No. Jody was the one that was evicted night 1 in season 14, the coach's season. She just wasn't picked by a coach, or like Dan lost the competition, so he
That's right.
I
just keep thinking about the blue-haired chick, and I can't remember.
That's Joey.
Joey. Okay. Well,
that's Big Brother 16. Yeah.
I'm also going to go throwback. I was a huge, from the beginning, Annie fan from Big BB12.
Oh, yeah. Annie was great. Yeah. She was a good first boot. The Saboteur.
The Saboteur.
Yeah.
I was a huge fan of hers going into the house. In that first week.
She gave me like Anna Kendrick vibes. I don't know.
And that is my celebrity. That's my biggest celebrity crush. So.
Oh, really? Okay. That surprises me.
Did you guys notice that during Kirsten's exit interview that they were showing the bye messages, which kills me? It's week 1. You're playing funeral music in the background. it kills me every time. But she sits there and goes, "I believe there's more people in the house. We don't have time to watch all 16 goodbye." I thought you watched the show, Kirsten.
Can you imagine if like we had to sit through every single person's goodbye message every week?
One caught it too, Tyler. Look at that, Look at that comment. The heartbeats.
Yeah. I noticed that too. Like when Kirsten was like hugging everybody goodbye, you could like when she was hugging people, you could literally like hear like the heartbeat.
I'm not hugging anybody, dude. It's week 1 and I'm out. I'm out of there. I'm walking
Cornbread
out.
style.
Cornbread style. Julie Chan, Moonves.
y'all.
I'll talk to her and she'll sit there and go, you want to watch your goodbye messages? No, Julie Moonves Chan, I don't. Why don't you take them and shove them in your nethers? It's week gosh damn 1 and I got voted out. I freaking gave up so much shit to be here and I got freaking voted out week 1. Do I look like somebody wants to see some stupid fucking messages from people I'm never going to talk to again? No. Shove them up your nethers. From what I hear, it's wide enough. There's been a lot of activity this week.
A lot of nether region activity. I don't know. Guys, there wasn't a lot to talk about here on the episode tonight. Like, let's be real. Like, they could have showed a lot more strategy. We didn't get like an HOH competition.
No.
If you watched our episode last night, you basically got tonight's episode already.
Right, exactly. Right. Yeah, and like we, of course, like the live feeds have been turned off since the Luke situation, so we don't really have any like updates on shifts in like the house dynamic or anything. I feel like the Luke segment could have been shorter, and like we still would have gotten the point, and we would have had time for at least like the head of household competition. But like I don't know if like this twist is like messing with the HOH comp. I hope not. But Julie did say it was a never before seen twist. So that kind of narrows it down. I don't know though.
When I see it.
Yeah, they have a very short memory.
Yeah,
so
I'll believe it.
I don't know. I don't know. It's the nobody in the house for me. Like, is that just a cheesy kind of thing, or did they really remove everyone from the house?
That's the thing. Like, I don't like where else could they be?
They're in the goddamn backyard. Where else do you think they are?
The backyard was shown as empty.
They showed the backyard. That's where the portal thing was, and the backyard was empty too.
I think that was pre-taped. I think that because it was they
it was all pre-taped.
Oh no shit! But I'm telling you, they're in the backyard, and I'm sorry, Jesus, for saying that, but they are in the backyard. Okay.
So, do you think maybe they've like transformed the backyard, and now like what if? So remember, like last season when they did like the Dire Fest. Remember when they did the Dire Fest and like half the house was like outside for a week? Like, what if like the Scaryverse is like all of them are outside for the week, like in just the backyard?
If they
that would be terrible.
No, I will not watch it. I'm not going to do it.
That is literally a pressure cooker.
That was stupid.
It was stupid, and I felt bad. Like, can you imagine being in that LA heat for like, well, I guess like Survivors, like way worse.
Like, will be in heaven, dude. Suri will walk
That's true.
Suri will laugh in their face. Like, bitch, really? No.
She did say on the feeds 2 days ago, she was like, I don't care if I'm on Slop. Like, I was on Survivor. Like, Slop is nothing. Y'all are a bunch of babies.
Wipe with a rock and come back, tell me how that went. Like, no, it's ridiculous. Get some poison ivy in your butthole and come back and talk to me. You don't know what's in the natures. You know, y'all are in the backyard of a studio in Hollywood, California. Okay?
This is exactly what I mean about like Julie saying a never before seen twist. Romero 329. Is that Dominic? I don't know.
Yeah, that's Dominic.
Dominic says there's been like 4 seasons where the house guests were divided into teams. Each time they said it was the first time ever. Yeah, exactly. So I don't trust that like this is truly something we've never seen.
What kind of groups have we never seen before? Like, what kind of groups are we going to be? They'll be in groups, but it's groups we've never seen before. Well, what kind of groups, Julie?
Well, and it can't be groups either because like we're at 15 instead of 16, you know, like it wouldn't be like even groups. So I don't think it could even be that for this week.
Maybe the HOH doesn't count.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really stumped on what this twist could be. I don't know.
I'm also stumped with the fact that like she said in the beginning the twist would be explained and then it wasn't. And so I thought that was just a time thing. And then we get this prepackaged crap where it obviously wasn't just a time thing.
Now, I'm going to tell you where the time goes. It goes to the freaking 5-minute trailers for the Challenge USA. We've got to watch every freaking commercial break. That's what it is.
This is the Challenge USA.
Dude, we get it. It's coming on next. We know. God, I can't wait to see Tyler Crispin again in that hair and beanie. Are you kidding? Come the fuck
I'm excited to see Chris Underwood play.
Oh, and his anaconda.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, it got hot here.
Yeah.
I'm not a Chris Underwood fan.
Why? Because of like his win?
Yes.
Like just in principle? Yeah, I agree with that.
This is like this is funny. I don't believe ever. Dude, come around. Let me this is me on a regular. I'm pissed off because we didn't get the twist. We didn't get anything. This was a filler episode on an eviction night. I shouldn't be shocked. But I am shocked. Sorry. Go ahead, Tyler.
But yes, Tyler.
I agree.
If you're voted out, you shouldn't win the game next to somebody that wasn't voted out.
Yeah. Definitely like the worst. If I had to rank all the Survivor winners, like there's no way that he's not the last one because of that. Yeah. But I digress. I agree, Allison. It was definitely a filler episode. Could have used the time like way better. Disappointed that we don't have an HOH. Hopefully we do get one tonight, or at least an answer in terms of like what happened to this portal thing. But this also makes me afraid that like it's an excuse for the feeds to not turn back on like even longer. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, Paramount, CBS, whoever's in charge is looking for any excuse to pull the plug on the live feeds. And what happened with Luke just gave them the green light to just go with it. And I'm telling you, from here on out, the feeds are going to get cut everywhere you turn. It's going to happen. And I hate that. I read on Twitter that there's a rumor going around that Big Brother 26 isn't going to have live feeds. Well, you know, the show's already halfway dead in the grave. So, you know, it just, whenever there's a real intense conversation and something going on, they cut anyway. I mean, I would have liked to have seen the conversation between Luke and Jared after Heisem and Corey left the room. I would have liked to have seen how that unfolded, because I mean, I'm sure there was a lot more to it. Because the way it was left to us originally just looked like, you know, Jared didn't give a shit, and he did, and I know he did. And you know, we talked about it last night on the show, and I don't know how, you know, I'm going to tweet you like, my son, when he gets really nervous, he laughs. when I get really nervous, sometimes I laugh. Some people are nervous laughers. When they screw up really bad or something bad happens, they laugh. And Luke was sitting there talking to Jared, and he like kept laughing, and I'm like, either this guy is a nervous laugher or he just realized that his entire life just ended. He even said, I'm done. Like he knew he was done. And then Corey, when they bring the house in to talk about it, I think he innocently just felt like I'm going to explain it because I'm fairly confident this is what happened, unless there's somebody else.
And that was in the room.
Dropping N-bombs everywhere, freaking ridiculous. And then he kind of gets it a little bit. Like I kind of felt like tension towards him because he told what happened, and I'm like, why should he get in trouble for explaining what happened?
I think that Jared is just very hyper aware that like this is going to ruin like Luke's at least like near future. The headlines, like it did make a lot of headlines, like on even on like CNN and stuff like that.
TMZ, baby.
I think Jared, and of course, like I don't want to like speak for like a person of color, like if like he feels differently, of course, like I'm happy to say I was wrong, but I feel like Jared knows like what's coming for Luke and knows that like Luke is just like a very immature, like needs to just like nix that out of his vocabulary. He like hasn't learned that lesson yet, and he hopes that this is like a learning lesson for Luke, and he's trying to like spread that message outward instead of like.
I thought Jared was a true class act through the whole scenario.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he was. He really was. I think he handled it great. It just from what I've heard, the feeds cut immediately after that, and it was like, why can't we see how that unfolded? I don't want to see it I'm not wanting drama or people to throw, fight or anything. I would like to see an educational moment if possible. And I'm sick and tired of Big Brother cutting the feeds whenever something happens for show purposes. Tonight was a filler episode. We're a week in. I'm already pissed off. This is an eviction night. This should have been an excellent, greatly fine-tuned, beautifully edited episode. They had such a great opportunity to really bring this, and they didn't do it. And they're just gonna piss me off. And I don't know.
Hey, one good segment tonight though was Andrew, the case for Red being like a secretly good player was shown to us tonight. Like we saw Red have that conversation with Riley, and he clocked the entire alliance, which like, dude, like why would you say that to her? But also like Riley, why would you like just blatantly like acknowledge basically that like, oh yeah, these are the people I'm working with, Like it's all so sloppy and so messy and so like out in the open. Like out in the open to the point where like Izzy is like saying like, listen, let's cut the bullshit. There's two sides and like we're on opposite sides. Like everybody knows.
Don't sleep on Red.
Okay, no, don't sleep on Red. You heard it here first.
Now, I also want to say we would be amiss to not speak of, we spoke of the happy birthdays, but there was one diary room shout out that I think needs to be discussed.
Tater tot?
And that one is from Corey.
Oh
yeah.
That was good. So Corey said, Zach, I beat you. Like referencing that like Corey has now lasted longer rounds in Big Brother than Zach has lasted in Survivor. So that was funny. That was really
I felt
good.
like that needed to at least be mentioned.
Yeah.
Listen, none of your business is on fire tonight. The feeds have been nonstop strategy fire, and the biggest storyline is a damn pineapple. Yeah, we didn't address the pineapple last.
So here's my problem, Allison. I agree with a lot of what you just said. As far as like this episode was kind of flat, right?
Yeah.
But that's not my problem with the episode. My problem with the episode comes to the end.
Yes.
The end of a Thursday night episode should be a preview and tease to make us want to come back on Wednesday, to make us speculate this person's HOH. Oh, what are they going to do? What is that going to happen? And normally, like even in an episode where it's kind of flat, we have stuff to talk about on this show. We're literally we're filling our bi-weekly meltdown episode better than Big Brother did in tonight's episode, and then they left us with nothing at the end. So I get that they're trying to do this cool twist, and I think they're really trying to just show that they have a graphic artist on staff this year, because we see all these overlays going on in different videos and things like that. So their video, I guess the videographer strike is still not going, and that's what they're trying to say. We pay our employees or something. I don't know what they're trying to do.
Have you?
It left me nothing. It left me nothing except a question mark, but nothing to ponder, nothing to wait on.
Listen,
the ending is what did me in on this episode.
Bethany Frankel from the Real Housewives of Siesta Keys, or whatever the hell those shows are called. She's a reality lady. Is trying to lead a strike with reality stars and saying that they, look, everyone should be compensated, whatever. I'm not saying they shouldn't, but she's trying to say reality shows should go on strike.
But is that a union? Is there a union for that?
That's the thing. There isn't anything to protect reality, but unscripted entertainers is what she's calling people. The reality show.
I've heard about. I actually talked to Susie from Brain Candy about this. Like she does like a live Q&A with patrons, and I joined it last week to bring up that specifically.
What does she
thinks it's a great idea because it's true. Especially I don't know if you remember Preston from the Real World New Orleans, but there was I think it was a Vogue article or something basically saying that he's after the show he was homeless because he just could not get any job opportunities because the first thing you Google or the first thing that comes up when you Google his name is just all these real world trash articles and you know what I mean, that is your identity for the rest of your life. And there's basically no residuals that they get either, which is not fair because you're using them to create a TV show just like actors. They're especially she said that aftercare for contestants is really ignored, giving an opportunity to speak to a therapist after the show. Especially for people that go through something like Big Brother, they should absolutely go through therapy of some kind that is paid for by CBS or Paramount to readjust back to the real world and readjust to what the hate is going to be online for probably the rest of your life.
I hope
it's tough.
I hope they've got a plan for him. I'm kind of like what Jared said tonight. He didn't feel like what he said. It was just ignorant. It wasn't malice. And I'm not a person of color, and I'm not going to speak on their behalf, but I just feel like it was a dumb fucking thing he did, and I don't think his life deserves to be completely ruined. I really don't. And everyone makes mistakes and slips up and says dumb shit, and I'm not condoning what he did at all. Trust me. So don't even. Okay? But it is a mental health issue because people are dragged on social media for the tiniest things. It doesn't have to be a racial slur. It could be anything. And people's lives are destroyed because of social media, because of Twitter and all these things. There are these keyboard troll warriors that make it their life's work to destroy these people. And I don't know. I just think that unscripted entertainers don't get the respect. I'll break down. This is what I compare it to, and this is a joke that goes sometimes in the acting community. Reality stars are the soap opera actors of the industry. Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What I'm saying?
Yeah,
they don't get respect. They're looked down on. And I also would like to point out all of these people that have been, all these years I've been watching reality TV. I've been told I need to get a life and that it's trash TV. And you can't tell me that is so scripted. It is so fake. Well, gee, I wonder what you guys are watching right now, since you don't have anything else to watch. Is it scripted now that you're on our coattails?
Reality TV.
I guess you don't have a life either. I'm just like, have noticed these people that have talked a lot of shit about something I love are now on the bandwagon. I find it very, and I welcome it. Come on over, sit next to me. I'll explain this show to you, and I will be civil and nice to you, and I will not shit on you and tell you to get a life. Because people who watch reality shows like this and do podcasts like this, we're not lesser than anybody else. We have lives just like everyone else. We love piping hot tea. We love drama just like everyone else does. We just fucking live our lives out in the open, and we admit it. And you just can't admit it to yourself, because all these fools ain't got nothing else to watch right now. I bet your asses are watching Below Deck. I bet you're watching Love Island. I bet you're watching all the 90 Day Fiancés. And I bet you're watching Big Brother and The Challenge. And all y'all are. I guarantee it.
Allison, I'm living for your energy tonight.
I'm sorry.
I'm living for these rants. I love it.
It's Soapbox City tonight.
Yeah, I love it. This is Allison in her prime. But None of Your Business brings up, like, they say, like, he needs to show some remorse. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Like that. We're not, like, saying that, like, he's, like, an innocent party and all of this, but hopefully he, like, learns from this and can grow and just go ahead, Andrew.
To be fair, he hasn't been given the opportunity to show the real remorse yet.
Yeah. Like, give him time to, like, especially, like, I think it's fair to wait to see how they, like, portray you on TV before you say something publicly. So,
we don't even know if he's home or if he's released or if he is somewhere else right now. We don't know those answers.
He's in witness protection right now. Okay. I'm serious.
But I mean, we don't know what that protocol is, so we don't know where he is or anything like that. So that's a little more. Again, I don't agree with him, but I feel like everyone deserves a chance to show that remorse. And there,
we'll see what he says.
Sharon Tharp has said that her exit interview is on.
Okay. I would assume so. Like, now that for tomorrow. Okay.
What do y'all think about? Let's just shoot the shit for a minute. And Nelda, always dedicated. Did you see the chaos in New York last week over a PlayStation giveaway? That TikTok guy didn't realize this action would cause destruction and attacks on innocent people. Tyler and Beth Livin, I've heard nothing about this.
Yeah, that was wild. I got a lot of texts that day being like, "Are you okay?" Like, and I was like, "What's going on?" And then it was just like all over my TikTok feed. But that was a very, very poorly organized thing that, like, was not, like, put together, like, officially, and it just turned into, like, a huge mess. I don't know. Kids are so influential. That's my takeaway. Is, like, we need to, like, have better, like popular, like, influencers and stuff like that, because they really do influence.
So hold on. I'm gonna open a Pandora's box that I probably really don't want to open, and I'm gonna go down a rabbit
hole. Oh boy, I'm gonna take a hit for that.
Okay. We're talking back to the unionization thing, right?
Yeah, right.
And, like, okay, I see what you're saying to an extent about the reality stars, right? Like, I do, but I don't completely agree. Like, they're still making bukus of money, right? Like, but then where do we draw the line? Do influencers need to have unionization at this point in time?
That's not a job. That is not a job.
It is a livelihood for a lot of people.
I don't give a shit. It's not a job.
Andrew,
yeah, I get it.
I could see that. I could see that being a conversation in the near future.
And again, I'm not picking one side or the other, right?
Yeah.
Because not every influencer is, like, trash garbage that, like, incites, like, a riot in Union Square. You know what I mean? Like, some of them are very, like, good, seemingly role models. That, of course, like, things come out, like, later. And
part of this whole, like, for me on, like, reality stuff and all of that is, like, educators. We don't have union. We can't join a union here. We have no way to strike and to speak for other things and our horrible incomes and things like that, right?
Yeah.
And so to hear someone else that's of that magnitude be like, we deserve that protection. I'm like, well, so do the people that watch your children, right? So
yeah, exactly. There's so many people that like my sister is a teacher as well, and it just every year it's trying, using her own money for school supplies and stuff, and it drives me. I hate that, and she's got 3 kids of her own.
It's a heated thing in Texas right now. Our legislator ended the year with a $30 billion surplus and gave nothing to Texas education, and they have $30 billion just sitting there. And it's because we're used for political. It's being used for political puns to pass other legislations and other bills, and it's a mess.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But again,
well, you guys definitely deserve it.
You bring up the influencer thing, and that's like, well, did they get unions?
Yeah, no. But like, like for this like reality TV union thing, I actually think that like, and I'm not just saying this because they're like my favorite people ever. Also, it's Susie's birthday today too, so happy birthday!
What are the odds? Happy birthday, Susie!
But
I sadly vote to evict myself.
I think the point about like aftercare, like therapy and like mental health check-ins after you go through a reality TV show, I think is a really brilliant idea, and it's
agreed.
Not hard to do.
Unionization requires that.
Right. Yeah. Yes and no. Like, I just wouldn't trust the network to have like the contestants' best interest instead of their own selfish best interest in mind. When like finding like if a union can create like a standard of care that everybody has to go through, like then I would support something like that. Like, can you imagine being Sarah and having like Johnny Bananas take the money from you like that, and then just having to go back to your normal life like the next day? Like,
so I can't speak for everything. I can speak from my experience. Okay.
Yeah.
When I did The Hustler, thank you. I totally forgot about this. Like, you have a unique perspective on this. The first boot of the season, or of the episode, because we weren't a season, we were a 1-episode show, but was taken back, and we actually got to share a car to the airport, so I got to talk to her afterwards, and that's the only way. Like, once these people left, we didn't see them anymore unless we were taking the same transportation. So like the girl that was the hustler herself, that me and her didn't get along in the episode, I never saw her again, and I've never seen her again, and I don't care if I ever see her again. She was mean to me. But the first boot, she was taken to a little bitty room. I mean, she said the room was smaller than our holding room. And guys, my holding room was like a closet. Like when we got there before that, my holding room was a closet. And she said she was taken to a room smaller than that backstage. And she was upset because she was first boot. She was very in a bad spot, and she started having a panic attack. And they did have an on-set psychiatrist, psychologist.
Okay, that's good.
That came to her room and calmed her down and took her through some exercises of calming and making sure that everything was okay. And that was for a 1-hour game show. So,
right. What network was that, Andrew?
ABC.
ABC. Okay.
So I find it hard to believe that those protections aren't somewhat in place. But I can't tell you to what spectrum, because like I said, if that's the truth for like a 1-day, 1-hour game show, I would think that something that's a lot more stress consuming than that would have it.
Yeah, I should try to like ask some like I just DM'd like Tommy from BB21 because he was like asking about New York City wedding venues. So I like shooting my shot in DMs. I was like, hey, like here's some venues, and if you need a wedding photographer, let me know. Thanks, bye. But like maybe I could ask him because he did reply to me, which is very sweet of him. But I can ask him like, was there any aftercare provided to you after Big Brother? Because he did make the jury.
I'm sorry. Phelan is in the chat. She wants to rub Andrew's head.
Love you,
understandable. We could also ask somebody from Survivor. Like we've had like Lirsa and Abby Maria on the show, 2 people that have made it. Like they're not like first boot, so like they've like been through enough of the show to warrant some like aftercare type of thing. So I don't know. We should ask them.
When they were talking on Entertainment Tonight about it, to me, they weren't talking about the mental health and all that. They were talking about they want money for every time someone streams the show they're on. Look, everybody deserves to be compensated. You know, when you're out there, you're out there. I don't really know. What confuses me is I don't know how is there how do you keep track of something like that? Now, look, I'm not going to sit here and say that we're not being tracked. 2 words, Skynet.
Hold on.
Okay. I mean, we're being tracked.
We're getting some confusion on reality TV. Okay.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is I think there's different standards for like a Real Housewives versus a Big Brother. Because
that's true.
It's a game where you're playing to win the money, and if you don't win the money, you're realizing you got an agreed upon stipend. But Real Housewives, you're committing to a contract of set amount of episodes over a long period of time. So
and it's shown in reruns and all that, and
or like Jersey Shore, like something like that too.
Oh yeah.
But those are, to me, that you can't compare standards and stipulations and salaries and pays between those two things, because like The Hustler's been streamed. It's on Amazon Prime Video, right? Like, I'm not getting any residual because I was in a game to win the money or lose the money. So I think there's also a big difference. And I could see more of the unionization for a reality star on a Real Housewives or Jersey Shore. Because to me, you're cast in a role and you basically are an actor. You're just playing yourself, right?
Yes. Andrew, that's an excellent point. I didn't even think about that.
That's perfect. I didn't think about that either.
You hit the nail on the head. Like for like Jersey Shore, for example, or like Real Housewives, like if Countess Luann or Snooki say like, all right, no, that's it. Like they don't have their show. You know what I mean? So I think like paying those residuals is very
right.
Very valid.
I can see that in salary, wages, negotiation with that kind of stuff, because there's no salary for Big Brother. It's a weekly stipend for being in the game or not being in the game, right? So I think there's a big difference in those two types of reality television. And I could see the unionization more for someone that has cameras following them around 24/7 versus
and Phelan's got to get Big Brother is a deeply produced with storylines as Real Housewives. They can prepare themselves or even deliberately invoke outrage on it. See, here's the thing, like once again, I feel like and that's right, but what I'm thinking is why does someone who's been on Big Brother need to be paid for stream when you're on it one fucking time, when the Real Housewives are everywhere, and give them whatever they need. But there is a difference. There's a bit. I am not giving little Ed from 90 Day Fiance a penny for streaming. You little shit. I'm not doing it. It's enough. You get paid. It is what it is. There's some people that I don't think know. You're lucky you're on TV. Count your count your blessings. Stop it.
So I saw a comparison of Felicia to Natalie from Survivor. And
Natalie,
can I have your jacket?
Oh, I was thinking like the winner Natalie, like CrossFit Natalie. I was like, wait, what?
I don't think Felicia and Natalie are even close to the same person or the same player. I think that person is just stereotyping an African-American older woman. Because I don't see the comparison.
I think she's more like Rennie. Like I think like that's like the energy that I get from her.
More,
you know what I mean?
Felicia is Felicia.
I think Felicia's more capable, like strategy and like game wise to do something better.
I think she's more okay. So my hot take on Felicia is she's more capable of thinking strategy, but she's not capable of executing strategy.
Yeah, right.
So she's gonna need the people to execute the strategy, because Felicia is like lost like a fart in the wind on this house some of the time when it comes to those kind of things.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and update our draft here.
We need to see our draft
because we have another casualty.
Lisa Rinna wants money because she's got to keep up that god awful Botox. I could do an entire show about botched Botox. I recently just started watching the show Botched, and I'm addicted. But anyway, let's move on to the Big Brother draft.
I still don't hate my team though.
I think Matt's in a really good position. I was talking to my friend about this earlier. Like, I think that Matt is positioned very well to not really take the fall anytime soon for either of these like sides that are duking it out so visibly, you know? Like he's in a really comfortable spot. to me. And then Heisem, I don't know, like Andrew, I think that Heisem could be the next to go if his side doesn't win HOH. I think that he's made himself like a physical threat. I think that like his tension with Corey is just like not funny anymore. Like it's like a very valid reason to like shift his target
Heisem
above.
could be king of the nether region. Heisem could be king of the nether region.
Why do they hate each other so much? What is that about?
I don't know. Like, and he like Heisem has literally said like, I think I just subconsciously hate him. Like, I'm not even like paraphrasing. Like, he just like, and Corey like. I feel so bad for Corey, and maybe this is like the desired effect that Corey wants, but like Corey tries so hard to like befriend Heisem, and he's like, I don't know like why we like I feel like we haven't like talked too much yet, and Heisem's like, well, yeah, because I don't really know you, and Corey's like, that's what I'm doing.
That's why I'm trying to talk to you, God.
I think like strongest. Go ahead, Tyler.
What started out as like a funny like feud from like the house's perspective has really turned into like people feeling bad for Corey, and I feel like it's made the family style alliance like really bring in Corey closer than like they originally wanted him to be. Like it's having the opposite effect of like what Heisem wants. Like instead of like creating like a target for Corey, it's making him be this like lovable underdog that people just want to like hug this like hurt puppy,
Yeah, for sure. I do think the strongest team on the board right now is Beth.
I agree. I totally agree.
I have the strongest team on the board.
McCall there, I watch that girl.
She looked beautiful tonight when she cast the remote. Like she looked so good.
And I think McCall in America are playing the perfect, I don't want to say floater game, but middle position game.
Yeah. And that's what I think Matt is doing very well too. And Matt's like somebody that's like capable of winning comps too,
You know who Corey and Heisem remind me of? Have you ever seen the movie Superbad?
No, but I know it.
You know McLovin? Like Corey is McLovin and Heisem is the very angry, who's that Jonah Hill character? Every freaking time he tries to talk to him, he's like, "You're so stupid. You're 27 from Hawaii and you have one name?" Like he's like every time he tries to talk to him, he just bashes him like for no freaking reason.
Okay, I'm about to piss Tyler off.
Do it.
You said earlier, and this isn't me, this is because he's going to realize this and he's going to be like, crap, CBS will do this. The feeds are going to come back after the West Coast airing and it's going to be an empty house.
What's the feeds are just like on an empty house?
Oh
the feeds are going to be an empty house.
I think that would be funny, actually. Like, I would enjoy the irony of that.
The kittens and the puppies will be running around.
They're going to play
this. I love that even more.
They're going to play this up. They're going to give us the feeds, but there's going to be nobody there.
It has something to do with the scary verse. Like, they, like, zoomed in on that. So, like, that's, like, our clue.
They're in the nether region. They're transported to the nether region. There's no doubt in my mind.
I think my official guess is I think that they are like that's just like old footage of the backyard, like you said, Andrew. But the backyard is going to transform into like a haunted house, like outdoor, like swampy thing, right? And that's like what the house guests are going to like teleport to, and they have to be out there all week long together.
Tyler, they're not teleporting anywhere. They're walking across the freaking backlot. Don't read into the hype. They are not teleporting.
The last thing I want to say for me, and then I'll be good for the night, I think. We've always said we want a season with less twists.
Yeah.
This is that season.
So far, I'm scared.
The verses have played more to the competitions than they have the twists, and the themes of the house than they have the twists. The only twist would have been that nomination comp instead of an HOH comp, and I didn't hate that twist. It didn't change the game dramatically, but it brought a different aspect to week 1 that I kind of enjoyed. So far it hasn't been a twisty season.
Yeah.
It's and I hope it stays that way. They start out saying all of this shit and then it never happens. The biggest twist is how big is Julie Moonvez's nethers. I mean, if I hear nether region,
you've said it more than anyone.
One more time. I'm serious, dude. I'm sick of it. And let's just all be honest. Corey's never been in a nether region. Can we all just agree? Can we all
so touch the nether region? My news prediction is we get feeds at 11:30 and it's blank stills at the house.
I'm gonna lose my gosh damn mind if that happens. I finally get on feeds. There's nothing there. Can we watch the ants?
Okay, there we go.
I just said that's my prediction is we're gonna come back and we're gonna get still feeds of the house with no one in there. And then the next episode Sunday, so Saturday night, Brittany, Danielle, and Frankie are going to run back into the house with some kind of canned video to fix the time laser, and the twist is over.
If they're bringing people in, like those 3, let's say for instance,
it's not Frankie. I saw him on the tweet. I saw him on Instagram Live with Rachel Riley last night.
Yeah, that's true. But if they're bringing anybody else in, it has to be like this week that it happens, or else it's just like, I don't think it's happening.
Dude,
this is the last week where I think they would do it.
So to be fair, to go back to like my coach's theory and all of that, they haven't been playing homage to old twists like we thought they were going to.
Week 1 though. It's week 1.
But it's not the time laser didn't really. We thought that was going to be this whole go back in time, and it wasn't. It just cracked open this multiverse scenario. So we're not seeing this homage that we were kind of teased was going to happen.
Look,
I don't know. We'll see.
We've all got full butts tonight because we're obviously pulling out a lot of theories.
I can promise you I won't be awake to see the live still feeds at 11:30.
Oh, yeah. I'm asleep right now.
Well, so we'll be back on Sunday to do a live feed updates and hopefully have some answers about like what's going on. And
a short challenge recap. So
and a short challenge recap. Yeah, I can't wait to watch that too.
That's feeds come back. The house is empty, and all 4 cams are on 5 dripping wet microphone packs.
That's it. That's definitely what's happening.
That would be more interesting.
I'm sorry, Allison. Tyler, be ready to cut it as soon as I say this because the microphones were pulled from the nether region.
Oh God! All right, and with that, everybody have a good rest of your night. Take care, and we'll see you on Sunday.